Yes, sir, it's in, the road base has failed over there, and the other section, toward the boulevard is, the base is still in good shape, and we can actually do a seal coat or something on that. The road itself is still in pretty good shape. Or we can do a mill and overlay, where we can mill a section and overlay it and look like new pavement.
That would be running thing, if we eventually do the rest of the merit, will all be the same.
Yes, sir.
But that's not included in here.
That's not included in here.
Yeah. Well, I like that the school is sharing in the cost of this, but I don't know that we've done anything like this in the past, but it certainly is a way to get some paper down on these roads.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll make a motion that we,
I move that we pass ordinance 1300-2021. You need it on the revised draft map, Marvin, or just the number itself?
As revised, yeah.
second,
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 1300-2021 as revised. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Board.
Mayor and council, I'll have this to the county tomorrow and then get a schedule from them.
Okay.
When it'll go through their court and then, actual on-site construction may happen.
And then we'll have to enter into an agreement with ASD.
You mean CISD?
Yes, we will.
You got your River Oaks hat on tonight, Bessie.
Actually, we can go on and submit to Tarrant County to do these streets, and as long as we have that agreement before we start construction, correct?
Yes, and that's fine. And actually, we just did a very similar one for, Richmond Hill, so it shouldn't be too long.
All right, we'll move on to item number 18, which is consider approval of ordinance number 1301-2021, amending Article 4.06, amusement devices, revising section 4.06.001 definitions, specifically for amusement machine establishment, revising section 4.06.004 permit required, subsection B, revising section 4.06.005 permit fees, and section 4.06.005A, revising section 4.06.006 permit applications, in section 4.06.006A, providing a permit application, Exhibit A, and revising section 4.06.007, issuance of permit and decal non-assignability, specifically in section 4.06.007A. I want to say 4.06 a whole lot more times, so let's talk about this one. Is Deputy Chief going to address this one?
I haven't seen Marvin. Did you actually rewrite an ordinance? Okay, I haven't seen it.
I'll send it to your chief,
Okay.
and he put his input in, and that's in here too.
Okay. We were kind of the thought, if we keep it the same, as long as they have 3 or less of the gaming machines, we'll keep it the same as is. If they have 4 or more, then it's going to become like a gaming establishment or a game room. And then at that point, that's when the ordinance would kick in.
Now, 3 or under wouldn't require a permit.
So right now, 3 or under is not considered a game room, but they do require a permit.
Right. Just to give you an example, I mean, the way it's working now, we got a tip a couple of years back at an old Bud Ball's place. Hey, they're gambling over there. And we actually went in undercover, and sure enough, they were gambling, and ended up arresting the attendant and seized the machines and seized the money and everything. So, I mean, the way we have it now, it works.
guess the only, the question the only question I would have with it is, there were times we would, we did this in White Settlement years ago, and it was our department that got to do them.
Right.
Got to do them. And, there were times, not a whole lot, but there were times where you came across more than 3 because you were there doing it. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily have wandered in there and looked at it. So I guess that would be my only question is, does having the requirement for 3 give us more of a reason to go in and see it? And there were times that I don't even think the businesses were trying to get one over on it. I mean, there were, if they had 10 or 11 in there, but there were times they had 4. They weren't doing it they just thought they could have 4. So, right. Does having the permit requirement for 3 give us more of a reason to keep an eye on it than what you're saying?
White Settlement is a bigger city than, River Oaks. At any one time, you can, drive down the boulevard, and those are our businesses.
Right.
It's pretty easy to see what they have and what they don't have, for the most part. We did have, several years ago, we did have it was an African dance studio moved in, and they blacked out all the windows. Remember that, man? Blacked out all the windows and everything, and they had like the little peephole that you knock on the door and they would open it up, and we're like, hey, wait a minute. And it was for a gaming machine, and we told them, hey, we're fixing to come back, and that night, they moved all those gaming machines out and closed shop.
And they had 57 in there.
Big operation.
Well, Lakeside was full of these deals over there.
Yeah, they were.
All the trailer houses. This is amusement machines. I mean, it kinda, should it say gaming machine? Well, amusement machine, I could think, I'll show my age, but pinball machine.
It's in the same category. According to the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office, those gaming machines are perfectly legal up until the point you use them for illegal purposes, then they become illegal. Same deal with a bat. A bat is not a deadly weapon until I try to hit you with it. Then it becomes a deadly weapon, So it would be the same with the
Gambling, that's
the
illegal.
claw machine, or even a gumball machine, same type thing.
I think most of them that I've seen, if they've got them in there, the reason they've got them in there is because if they don't make any money if they're not doing it illegally.
Pretty much.
And it's the legislature's fault that they won't get off their tail and pass the bill, either make them legal or not. It's such a gray area in here. But I think it's 10 times over 5 or 10 times over your investment. But what was making them illegal is they were paying people off in cash. They were basically getting tickets or points, and they would pay them off in cash instead of giving them these little trinkets, things that you get like Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. Yeah, something that's less than $2.50. They were paying them off in cash. That's why people were playing them, because they're just like slot machines. It's no different. And they were getting paid off in cash based on the points that they generated or tickets that they generated. But I thought the county was supposed to take over most of this stuff,
So what y'all are asking for is not to change the existing permit.
Leave the 3 or under as is, and then leave it, anything 4 and more, that it would have to go through the permitting. That was my understanding.
So what you're saying is that would be the permitting for the business as opposed to the machines have a separate permit?
The
You have 3 machines, what do you do?
Nothing.
Nothing. You just have without.
Well,
The county